Superman is an all-time favorite when it comes to making movies or comics and reels that showcase pure power and intense fight scenes. Even so, you could literally ask anyone about the hero with an S design on his chest, and many will be quick to list out all the powers this alien who recently learned how to wear his underwear inside has. That's how powerful Superman is. Or maybe how powerful many have been made to believe by most popular DC movies. While you can always find an argument or two in any group on social media debating why Superman would or would not be able to defeat Thor or Doomsday or even Saitama from One Punch Man, the question we will be asking today is, could Superman be able to survive Fantastic Fours Rouge Gallery? Now, when we talk about heroes, especially iconic ones like the Fantastic Four, who stole hearts during the pinnacle of superhero movie rising, you can bet your horses they've got a good list of horrific and bone-crunching villains to go with it. Now, if you are new to the concept of rogue galleries, in simple terms, this is a list of monstrosities and down-to-earth evil masterminds that have wreaked havoc upon popular heroes repeatedly for weeks unending. They tend to respawn after a while of being beaten and tend to have the most impact in a series, especially in the comics. And the comics are very important. Actually, they're the foundation of most of the favorite heroes we all know and love today. And that said, Marvel for one hasn't even touched, or rather scraped the surface with the list of incredible villainous characters they could build on in a series. And when we talk about the rogue galleries for a new show-stopping team like the Fantastic Four, then you've got yourself a good match for our almighty and brave Superman. Why don't we just dive into it? Compiled in the Fantastic Four Rouge Gallery, we've got a menacing list that stretches far past 30 and beyond. While we cannot list every one of them, as that in itself would go on for far too long, some worthy mentions would be Annihilus, Dr. Doom, Ego, Galactus, Impossible Man, Mole Man, Molecular Man, Namor, Psycho Man, Super Skrull, Terrax, Terminus, Onslaught, Red Ghost, and so on. The list goes. Obviously, there is a hierarchy to these heroes, and the majority of them would easily get one-punched by Superman, especially if you look into his comic portrayal and the variant versions that highlight a lot of traits that were failed to be used in the movies. That said, we're just going to skip past the weaker villains on this list and compare the best against Superman. Any comic reader can agree that Superman, like most heroes in the movies, has been downplayed or power crept in popular terms, and it could make much sense since going off his much stronger variants in the comics, there would not be much of a need for a Justice League when you have a hero that can bolt as fast as light and move the whole universe. So, in that sense, it would then boil down to what version of Superman are you talking about and what villain are we dealing with? Going right off the bat off my head with the villain like Namor from the Fantastic Four Rouge Gallery versus your everyday portrayal of Superman in the modern day blockbuster, the clear winner would be Superman because Superman is better advantaged thanks to his abilities. That isn't to say Namor wouldn't be able to hold his own, especially if the showdown takes place in the open seas as that's his natural habit. But that said, Superman isn't just a bulky muscle man with no brains. Many times, he has proven to be a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Not only would he lead the battle out of the water with a pulsating force upwards, but he could also use his freeze breath as he's seen in the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League. We could sit here and compare Superman with every top villain from scratch, but to make things a lot faster paced, we're going to split the showdowns into three categories. The first would be Superman against a minion of all the weaker villains from the Fantastic Four Rouge Gallery. Then we got Superman's abilities and feats versus the top villains from the gallery. And lastly, the showdown. Also, there are various variants of Superman from the comics like Superman Prime, Val-Zod, Thought Robot, Darkseid Superman, All-Star, Bizarro, Red Sun, Kingdom Come, and more. Arguably, Superman Prime is the strongest version of them all, and the one we'll be using in all these comparisons. Automatically, any common technological weapons and most magical powers, even the ones that look like they could one-shot a planet, becomes useless against this version as his abilities are incredibly heightened. and his resilience is on another level. His one weakness anyway could be kryptonite, but only kryptonite that is indigenous to his universe. On this based comparison, we could argue that when faced with straddlers like Awesome Android, Dragon Man, Diablo, Frightful Four, Giganto, Kang, Claw, Mad Thinker, Kree, Puppet Master, and Trapster, Superman Prime would do well to eliminate the threat, and even when faced against them all at once, though they might hold him off and deal some damaging blows, Superman would definitely turn out triumphant in this battle. This is thanks to his already built-in healing and resistance to most tricks this villain will be using. Then, for our second phase, we obviously have Superman Prime, and in other versions has a lot of interesting feats to his name, like how he held 20 quintillion tons and all-star Superman, drag a galaxy of worlds along as Superboy, lift infinite weight and mass on 2 occasions, flying into and moving the sun, even literally bursting the bonds of infinity with super speed. You can also brag that his counterpart villains have also done quite incredibly menacing stuff as well, like Galactus, who destroyed 3 solar systems with 1 blast, Dr. Doom, who once in the comics defeated Galactus, Molecule Man, who was involved in the death of one of the most powerful beings in his singular universe known as the Beyonder, and much more. Now, for the final phase of this question, at this point, you're probably already getting a sense of what the answer is. Many have argued over the internet about what would go down in a battle between Superman and Galactus. And while the two excel in their very incredibly menacing way, it seems that for the majority, there has finally been a verdict. Galactus wins. You heard that right, but not outrightly. It's complicated because Galactus has been defeated by foes much weaker than Superman. See, Superman Prime, he's himself a force not to be reckoned with. His ability scales way off on a cosmic level and is seen as Superman in his most charged and powerful form. While there is a lot that Superman could do against his opponents, especially on a physical level, you must realize one other weakness that our supes wouldn't be able to withstand against another, which is kryptonite indigenous to his universe, is magic or anything of that sort. While Superman Prime is a being on cosmic levels, his power form is mostly a physical reactivity, and this lessens his gauge against an open that could destroy universes while being billions of light years away. Galactus on his own, even without the need of a battle, would use his ability to all matter to rearrange the state in which Superman exists and make him human. Battle 1. If it was a battle to save planet Earth, there would be little to what Superman could do once Galactus had started absorbing the Earth. That aside, Galactus has actually been defeated by another villain in the Fantastic Fours Rouge Gallery. That's Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom has actually won using his magical powers against Galactus and put up a good battle against Superman while only deploying technology to attack. That said, it becomes more of a twisted term as to what it would take to put down big villains like this. One aspect many have deployed while defeating these villains is intelligence, figuring out their weaknesses and exploiting them. And for the most part, most of these villains don't always pull out their best during a big fight, or maybe that's just Lady Z writing on the comic creator's part, as there is a big battle where Galactus is killed by Thor in his Herald cosmic form, which caused quite a roar to how even that was possible. Though other than absorbing a planet, Galactus didn't do much in that fight. Also, there's a fight between Galactus and Superman during a crossover event where Superman was portrayed as not being able to defeat him. Other than Galactus, we have Molecule Man, who can manipulate matter on a molecular scale. A power Superman wouldn't have much control over, or even Impossible Man, who already has won against Superman in a battle where he turned himself into the Super Skrull. The fight wasn't anything rascal or detrimental, but Superman in the crossover couldn't really hurt Impossible Man thanks to his antics. So what does this mean for our brave and all-great superhero, Superman? Does he really not stand a chance? It's important to note that most writers tend to get biased with their scripts, and really, It all depends on how the writer wants the story to play out. Most villains in this gallery have been beaten by characters far less of a threat to Superman, but they always depend on other perks and not just powers to get by. And most villains in the Fantastic Four Rouge Gallery capable of defeating Superman are those at a cosmic level with the power to manipulate molecules or magic. But then again, they become less likely to use those powers effectively, making them easier to trick and defeat. And we can all agree that when it boils down to a one-on-one fight that involves physical exchanges, Superman would sweep the floor with them. And it's only a matter of time before a new variant of Superman, who somehow gains magic mastery and cosmic god-level powers, is dropped. So, in this conclusion, we could say that Superman would be able to survive against the Fantastic Four Rouge Gallery if only he's smart enough to take advantage of the weaknesses and exploit it to its fullest.